Welcome back to the Sports Source. This segment brought to you by the Topoco Lodge. They are now open again, folks. It's a great place to get out of the city and stay. Staff has never worked harder to make sure the rooms and cabins are all perfectly sanitized for your visit. The tavern is still closed for now, but you can order food, take it back to your room, take it back to your cabin. It's a great layout, just a terrific place. Get up there and check it out. Topoco.com is where you can learn more and get up-to-date information. They're also all over social media. Topoco.com. Check that out for me today. See for yourself. Good folks. All right. Just another weird layer to this whole pandemic thing. It's like there's a new layer every week that you discover. There's possibility, of course. Well, let me give you the example. The California State University system. That doesn't include Cal or Stanford or UCLA or USC, but it does involve 3 FBS programs that play in the Mountain West. San Jose State, San Diego State, now coached by former Vol assistant Brady Hoke, and Fresno State. San Jose, San Diego, Fresno. That Cal State system said they are going to be virtual schools, virtual classes only in the fall. Okay, so no football. Only San Diego State says, oh no, we're playing football. How they do it, how they get around that, who knows? It's not going to be a good look if they don't let students back on campus, but they say our football players are playing. We shall see. But let's say they can't play. You've got the governor of Oregon who said we're probably not going to have anything, and then the Oregon State AD came out and said, oh, yes, we will somehow. LA doesn't look like they're going to have anything inside their city. What's that mean for UCLA, USC? You got Boston is getting hit hard right now, so what about Boston College? Northwestern up in Chicago, Tulane in New Orleans. Let's say there are schools this year that simply cannot play. Whether it's state decision, university decision, whatever, they're not playing football. Should the NCAA allow athletes, football players specifically, at those schools to transfer? Should they give them a pass to go wherever they want? I'll start with you, Ryan.
I think so, and that may be answered for us soon anyway. They're voting on a one-time transfer exception that could go into effect soon, where everyone could transfer once for free and not have to worry about getting a waiver. So that's a possibility soon for everybody, but especially because that's on the table in a situation like this where guys are at risk of losing a year of eligibility just because of the reality of where they are living or whatever. I think you've got to think about the student athlete first, not take away a year out of necessity, and give them the chance. If they want to play that badly, go ahead, go somewhere.
Okay, now let me make the turn to Bob.
Yeah.
Who's from the player's perspective, I agree completely. But
and 99% of the time, anything for the players, I don't see how you could work this. I think you would kill programs, number one. 2, okay, let's say Fresno State loses 45 guys. Are they allowed to expand the number of guys they recruit to refill those spots the next year? Mm-hmm. Okay, and then where are you going to go? We were just talking about Tennessee. Right now, Tennessee is a little bit over the scholarship limit. They're probably going to adjust some things. So where do these guys go, and what is all the chain reaction? And I hate to be against the athletes, but in this case, I think if you let them transfer, you start knocking down dominoes and you don't know where it ends. And I think the easier thing to do would be, guys, you've got another year. We're going to give you another year of eligibility, which then starts its own problems. Yep. But to me, that is a much simpler solution than say, go. And then what do you do with the guys out of USC or UCLA, private schools? Well, they're not going to play either, so do they get to go? You know?
Yeah, I mean,
the state schools, you know, so you just, I just don't think that would be a tenable thing to do.
It's a death knell. It would be a death knell for programs.
Yeah.
No question, because you'd lose half your team or all your team if they could find landing spots.
Well, and as you said, there's so many layers to this whole thing. We're going to have, I mean, that's why you've got to start really figuring out whether you're going to have a season by June or so, because you've got a lot of things to figure out. One of them may be, do we just grant everyone who might want one an extra year of eligibility going into the season, so that if you're a player who's concerned about your health and don't want to take the chance of playing, you don't have to. If you end up getting sick during the season with the virus, you're allowed to sit out and get that year back, obviously, much like a red shirt. You know, that could be a possibility where, regardless of the situation, you could just get a year back if you want it.
And while we're talking football, anybody with a football program is making enough money to pay for a scholarship. Mm-hmm. But if you take that same principle and apply it to all the other sports, which the NCAA would typically do, you know, then you're running into questions. You know, you already saw it by them saying certain schools can have these a 5th year or a 6th year, another eligibility. Certain players can have if they wanted, the spring sports guys. Then you had a school like Wisconsin say, yeah, we're not welcoming any of them back. And other schools are taking a case-by-case basis. Tennessee says we're welcoming them back. Some can't afford it. The smaller schools can't afford it. Layer after layer after layer. You have to keep peeling back on this thing.
And then it was what, Bowling Green that shut down their baseball program this week.
Right.
So you've got that concern
And somebody
too.
shut down soccer.
Yep.
Cincinnati, yeah, a
Okay.
couple weeks ago, about a month ago. Yeah, who they were actually, from what I understand, they were recruiting an Knoxville kid who was looking at Cincinnati, and the program went away. The interesting thing is, once we get through and we will get through it, but once this COVID thing passes, it could be years before all this NCAA stuff is straightened out. Because if you look at it, if you give somebody an extra year of eligibility and you're expanding scholarships and stuff, that's going to impact the numbers on down the line. It's not just a one-year thing. There's going to be rollover to all that. This kid may redshirt because they're bringing back this kid who wasn't expected.
Jarrett Garantano's your quarterback in 2024.
Very good. All right. When we come back, I love this argument. It came out this week. Joe Buck said that Fox is going to be adding virtual crowd noise to their football broadcast this year. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? We'll discuss. Come on back.